I'm Deanna Thomas, and this is LG Seeds Between the Ears. This year, LG Seeds will celebrate a milestone. 20 years have passed since the first LG Seeds brand corn and soybeans were poured into planters across the Midwest. And since then, more and more farmers have come to recognize LG Seeds as a top-yielding brand in their fields. A wise person once told me that life is about roots and wings. And as we begin to celebrate 20 years of growth, we are reminded of our roots, how we became LG Seeds, and the people who helped us reach this milestone. Bo Charlton and his family are deeply rooted in the history of LG Seeds. In fact, Bo's dad, the late Rick Charlton, started working with Schisler Seeds in the 70s. We had the opportunity to visit with Bo as he shared with us the story of Charlton detasseling. This is LG Seeds Between the Ears. We're on location today in Manitou. Seed corn harvest 2013 has already begun, and joining us from Charlton Detasseling is Bo Charlton. And Bo, hey, thanks so much for having us out here today to get pictures and tell us about what's going on in the background here.
Well, you're very welcome. Basically, right now we are just picking seed corn. We just started. This is our second week, I think. So we're just getting rolling. The corn right now is still kind of dry or a little wet, so we're not going as fast as we'd like, but that's kind of where we're at right now.
And this is your first year seed corn harvesting for AgriLion, is that right?
Correct. This is the first year owning and operating, fourth year of harvest, and of course I've been around the family farm. But so far for the first year, everything's going pretty smooth. We're pretty excited.
Well, tell us a little bit about your relationship with AgriLion, because you have been with the company for longer than LG Seeds has.
Right. Well, basically my dad, back in about 78, 79, he was a school teacher and drove a bus, and he had 4 kids. So he was trying to find a way to make a little more money. And he knew a bunch of kids, so he started tasseling. And he tasseled up until sometime in the 80s, then he quit and he actually worked directly for Schisler, for the Schisler brothers. And then back in about the late 80s, early 90s, he started detasseling again. I started when I was 11, and that was in 1992. And I took about 10 years off, went to college, and I worked actually as a claim adjuster. And then my father passed away, and I was able to move back home, take over the detasseling. And then I was able to get Brian Becker on board and my brother Josh, and we started Charlton Becker Ag.
Definitely a family operation, and I know that some of the kids that work on your detasseling crew in the summer are kids of friends that detasseled with you back in the day. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, it's kind of neat, and it's going to get neater as it goes on. Right now, a lot of the kids that work for me, their parents detasseled for my dad, and I got a lot of kids. Some of the kids, I actually went to school with some of their parents, and hopefully here in a few years we'll have grandparents and great-grandparents who have all worked for us. It's kind of the goal, run as long as we can.
But what would you say, you came back because of unfortunate circumstances in your family with your father passing away, and I know that, coming back and helping the family farm out has been something that you've enjoyed a lot, and you're excited to be back in the Manitou area and put down some roots, is that right?
Yeah, on the family farm, my grandfather had 5 grandsons, and I don't think he planned on that. So I was kind of, I wouldn't say pushed out of the farm, I knew at a young age that it'd be tough to farm. So I kind of went a different route, and I got a marketing and economics degree, and I was going to be a businessman, and I wanted to wear a suit and tie. When my father did pass away, no one could run the company. My dad had worked for 30 years building up a reputation, building up just the kids and everything, and I knew if I didn't move home and if someone didn't take it over, another company was just going to swoop in, and then we just would have lost all those kids. And this year I had 151 employees, but our biggest day was only about 98, 99 kids, and it seems like as the season goes on, you lose about 10 kids a week. That's typically how it goes. So ideally, if you can start out with big numbers and hopefully get through a bunch of acres the first couple of weeks, you're pretty good to go.
So you've really seen these fields that you're harvesting now. You saw them at the beginning during detasseling when you were going through them with the kids, and now you get to see the end result.
Right, it's kind of neat. you know, when you're detasseling, you know, it's getting ready to start pollinating, and you can tell, you know, if it's a nice 80-degree day, you know, they're probably gonna have a, you know, probably gonna pollinate pretty good. You know, last year it was about 100 degrees every day during pollination, and you could just really see it. But it is neat. You know, some of these fields, I mean, I literally have walked hundreds of times.
Bo, what's your favorite part about seed corn harvest this year?
Me, you know, my problem is my dad. I've been running a crew since I was 13. You know what I mean? When I was 13, I was in charge of 12 kids. So the problem with Dad is he started us out in management from a very early age. And it's hard working for other people because I'm always trying to think of ways to do things better or faster, more efficient. And you know, that's what I love, just being around the people. We have a really good crew. Everyone here is either related to someone or went to school together. So we just have a good crew and we're just having fun, you know, trying to do the best job we possibly can, but yet at the same time, you know, just enjoying it. And I mean, who wouldn't want to run a big picker? You know, it's fun.
Bo, thanks so much for having us out again, and thanks for your commitment to agriculture, especially here in Central Illinois.
You're very welcome.
When Bo's father Rick started his detasseling business, it was to provide for his family. But as you heard from Bo, it became much more than that to the Manitou community. It became a family tradition that will continue for many years to come. We truly are fortunate to have folks like the Charltons as a part of our LG Seeds family. For LG Seeds, I'm Deanna Thomas.